So the next verse we'll see, chapter 1, text 27. Okay, yeah. So तान् समीक्ष्य च कौन्तेय सर्वान् बन्धून् अवस्थितान् कृपया परयाविष्टो विसीदन् idam abravit. So Arjuna is now in front of all the opposing party, all the warriors. So what he is seeing, that he is seeing all his relatives, like the previous verses mentioned, like all his sons, his relatives, his brothers, his contemporaries of the fathers, contemporaries of friends, contemporaries of the sons, and like that. Then uncles and grandfathers, teachers. So all of them were there, standing there, and then he is getting overwhelmed by looking at all of them. So let's see the next verse now. So verse 28, Arjuna uvacha drishtevamam sarva swajanam Krishna yucham samupasthitam sidanti mama gatrani mukham cha parisusyati. So now Arjuna is saying that my tongue is drying. Drishtavam Swajanam Krishna. So after seeing all my friends and relatives present before me in such a fighting spirit, so all of them are assembled there with a fighting spirit. Arjuna is now feeling that my limbs of the body are quivering, they're shaking. So he's basically not able to stand himself in a stable position. So he is saying that my mouth is drying up. So we can understand that when we are put in a situation where it is very difficult for us to handle, especially when we are expecting something from the opposing party and something else comes up. So here Arjuna was not expecting that they would withdraw, but his previous memories are all coming up, and then now he's looking at all the people who are standing there, and then he's kind of comparing that all these people, they want to fight with me. I mean, they are all my relatives, they are all my close relatives, and all the soldiers are also basically brought in by them only. So all these soldiers, all these people, they are all in a way they are related, and they are all now wanting to fight with me, and they are all wanting to kill me. So he is actually able to see foresee the imminent death of all the people that are assembled there. So not that he is thinking that okay, I'll be able to kill all of them, not in that way, but then he is actually thinking that there are people on either sides, and anyone may get killed, right? So as in the previous verse also we discussed that the difference in opinion should not lead one to a fight or even on the terms of killing, but here it is mentioned for a specific purpose that Arjuna is not willing to kill, he is not willingly wanting to kill, but he has to do it as a duty, because the opposing forces, the people who are standing on the opposite side, they are actually on the side of adharma. Even though they are all the relatives, they are on the side of irreligion. So one can be astonished just by seeing that how can my blood relative behave in such a way, totally opposing characteristics as myself, totally radical thinking, totally opposite way of dealing with the people or dealing with the situations, totally opposite thinking. Are you all able to relate with that? So you can understand that sometimes you are not able to gel with a person, you are not able to have a proper matching of the thoughts. So you have a different kind of thought process, the other person has a different kind of thought process. So because of this there is a kind of mismatch in opinion, and that's what actually leads to a difference in opinion or things like that. So now Arjuna is seeing that he's kind of crying, he's kind of his limbs are shaking, his tongue is drying up, his mouth is drying up. So all these symptoms are going to come. So we can understand that all these symptoms are only possible when a person is actually very, very soft-hearted, very, very, compassionate. So a person with a hard heart cannot feel the feelings of another person. So because he is able to see the imminent, dangers and death of the opposing party, anyone could die there. So he's kind of worried, you know. So he's kind of worried, and then he's thinking that no, I mean, this is actually going to become a disastrous situation. So I don't want to kind of fight, or he's basically mentioning that okay, it's going to come in the future verses. But before that, we'll discuss some of the characteristics of Arjuna that he's mentioned as this. So yasyasti bhaktir bhagavati akinchana sarvai gunais tatra samasute suraha harao abhaktasya kuto mahad guna manorathena sati dhavato bhahi. So this is basically coming from Srimad Bhagavatam, 5th canto, 18th verse, 18th chapter, 12th verse, that says the qualities of a devotee, or the qualities of a person who is surrendered to the Lord, or the qualities of a compassionate person. Yasyasti bhaktir bhagavati akinchana. So a person who has dedicated his life, who is actually surrendered one's life to the Bhagavati, or the Lord, sarvai gunais tatra samasate suraha. So he is going to get a lot of good qualities of the devatas. So suraha is referring to great personalities or devatas. So a person when is endowed with godly or divine qualities, so what will happen? He will be actually a person will only get godly qualities or divine qualities only when he is surrendered to the Lord, only when he is in direct connection with the Lord, only when he is in direct connection with either devotees or he is serving the devotees. So it's quite understandable that the opposite, harau abhaktasya kuto mahad guna. So a person who is not a devotee, or who is kind of running away from the situation where no, I don't have anything to do with spirituality or any kind of understanding or anything like that. So even though he may be displaying a lot of good qualities, but mostly those people are riding on a mental plane. Why? Because they have created a imaginative, what do you call it, as culture, or imaginative philosophy, or a kind of imaginative good qualities, so called good qualities. So one can understand that if a person is not actually surrendered or connected to the Lord, or is doing anything with the devotees of the Lord, there is a difficulty involved. So the difficulty may not be understood right away directly, because the person who is devoted to the Lord, he is also going to get old, get diseased and die, and the person who is devoted, who is non-devoted, he is also going to get old, get diseased and die. So how does it make any difference? So the difference will be like this. When a cat is holding the kitten in the mouth, the kitten feels the nourishment, the love of the cat. The same cat is holding in the mouth a rat or a mouse. So the mouse or a rat is experiencing death in the mouth of the cat. So the holding of the cat in the mouth of either a kitten or the rat is same from an external perspective. But if you understand that a devotee, when he is in the care of the Lord, even though death is going to come, even though disease may come, even though eventualities will happen, because the body is temporary. So we all are going to die one day. So a devotee is also going to die one day. So A devotee is also going to die one day, and a non-devotee is also going to die one day. But the difference is the care part. So it's not that the Lord is going to kill the people who are non-devotees and take care of the people who are devotees. It's not like that. It's basically an encouragement by the Lord that, see, you're also going to die, but then you will again take another birth. So a person who is not devoted, he is going to take another birth, and another millions of births and keep on doing the same thing. Whereas a devotee, he may take few more births until he completes his journey way back to Godhead. So it's not about uh, difference in opinion or having fights, or the thing is that we'll have to develop good qualities, and there has to be a conscious endeavor for that. So please subscribe to this channel, and then you'll get to know a lot of more value content, and please subscribe and share. Thank you.